Looking live at Clyde-Savannah High School Gymnasium in Clyde, New York. It's the season opener for Section 5 basketball on FingerLakes1.tv as the Mynderse Blue Devils take on the Clyde-Savannah Golden Eagles. I'm Brendan Harrington, joined by Matt Verkey and Kevin Korzeniewski. And guys, what a matchup we have for this first game of the regular season. A pair of defending sectional champions in the Mynderse Blue Devils and Clyde-Savannah, the Golden Eagles, and two teams that haven't gotten together a lot during the regular season going to tip off the season. And let's start with Clyde-Savannah. Matt, this is a talented team that brings back a very talented front court.
Yeah, they're bringing back their nucleus from a sectional title team. It was the first title they won since 2000, and led by Jermaine Bogans and Cam DeSanto coming back and looking for a couple of the younger kids, the Turner kid, to step up this year and play the 5 for them. But this should be a great matchup. These teams met last year in the qualifier in the States, and Mynderse came out with a 15-point victory, so Clyde's going to be looking for a little revenge tonight.
Clyde went 19-3 a year ago. Meanwhile, Mynderse struggled a little bit more during the regular season, 12-4 after they had won 46 consecutive league games. They were 12-4 in league play, but they turned it on come sectional time and went all the way to the state tournament. But they're going to have some big shoes to fill in the backcourt especially.
Yeah, they had a great run towards the end of the season, led by Jimmy Rickey and everything Brandon Pasalaca, a 4-year starter. And Brandon and Jimmy averaged 21 points and 8 assists per game. And that's going to be the question mark for Mynderse tonight. They know they have Luke Ruddy, who can do everything. He can step inside, back it outside. He's a strong player, probably going to play at the next level. But where are they going to get help from in the backcourt? And that'll be the question for Mynderse tonight. And if they can get some kids to step up and play, they'll compete in this game. If not, it could be a long night.
Not only does Mynderse have some tough shoes to fill in terms of players, but Mike Fields, their coach for 7 years, retired after last season, and so they got a brand new coach. And tell us a little bit about Nick Ciotti and what he brings to the table, Verk.
Nick's been with the program for several years, either as an assistant coach on the varsity or JV coach. He's going to run a lot of the same stuff that Coach Fields did, but he's also going to bring some new wrinkles, I think, offensively. I still look for him to run their patented kind of 1-3-1. That's been Mynderse kind of trademark lately. But you'll see some similarities, but Nick also is going to bring, I think he's going to run some more sets on offense and probably be a little bit more structured offensively.
Well, the last time Clyde-Savannah took the floor, it was against these Mynderse Blue Devils. The rematch coming up next to tip off the 2013-14 season on FingerLakes1.tv.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
Back at Clyde-Savannah High School Gymnasium, Brendan Harrington along with Matt Verkey and Kevin Korzeniewski. Great matchup tonight to tip off the 2013-14 season. The Mynderse Blue Devils, who won the Section 5 Class C1 championship last year, taking on the Clyde-Savannah Golden Eagles, who won the C3 championship. And Guys, when you look at these two programs, a lot of success. In fact, both schools won state titles in the early 90s. I know you guys were both a part of the 1992 state championship team at Mynderse, but at Clyde-Savannah, they did a rarity. They won football and basketball titles in the same year. Now, there was separate school years. The basketball team won the 92-93 year, and then football in the fall of 93. But well, that just shows you the type of athletes that Clyde-Savannah can bring to the table.
Yeah, I think, Traditionally Clyde's been a powerhouse in football and basketball. If you look in the Section 5 record book for basketball, as far as number one seeds, sectional title games, sectional championships, they're all over that book. And Mynderse has really come on after struggling kind of through the late 70s and 80s. We really got the program turned around in the 90s, and, this group of kids and coaches have really continued that tradition as of late.
Kevin, you got to think Nick Ciotti's maybe got a few butterflies going here as we get ready to tip things off. As he starts, this is his first head coaching job at the varsity level.
Very first game, and he probably likened it to when he played as a kid. He's got those butterflies going in his stomach. He's a little nervous. The first few minutes of the quarter, he'll probably be a little lost in his head, going, "What's going on out here?" But he'll calm down. He's done it enough where I'm sure he'll guide the ship in the right direction.
Ciotti assisting Mike Fields, who stepped down after last year's season. 7 years as an assistant for Mynderse, and was re-elected to his 7th term as the Seneca County Treasurer. So not only is he a hoops man, but he's a money man as well. And then on the other side, Tim Jackson in his 3rd year as the head coach for Clyde-Savannah. And right now we're going to kind of step aside for a second here as we go through our national anthem and some of our pregame festivities and get you set for basketball.
Wayne County Athletics prohibits the use of any kind of noisemakers during the game.
Now we're still not quite to the national anthem yet, but talking with Tim Jackson last night, he's pretty darn excited for this matchup as well. He likened it to kind of waiting for Christmas to come along. So.
Yeah, I think they're looking for a little revenge, and he's got a lot to be excited about with this team he's got coming back. Very athletic, big. His guard play might be the question, but they're going to be favored probably to win that Class C2 title again.
We were kind of talking a little bit during the JV game, and that was a 16-point game, a 66-50 win in that qualifier last year, and a game that was held at Waterloo High School in front of a pretty much a packed house, right, guys?
That was, that was a great atmosphere. It was a great game early, and Clyde came out and played really hard, and Mynderse just kind of wore him down. I think Brandon Pasalaco was a big key in that game. Yeah, Brandon played really good in the first quarter of that game and kept Mynderse in it and rolling. And everybody else kind of played scared on both teams. It was a great atmosphere. That place was sold out, and it was real exciting for high school, as well as this game is real exciting to tip off the season for local high school basketball here. Two small schools that pack a big punch.
And now we're going to step aside for our national anthem.
By Miss Olivia Arliss and Miss Mary Kennedy.
Almost ready for basketball at Clyde-Savannah High School in front of a sellout crowd for this season opener over Thanksgiving weekend. And Let's take a look at the starting lineups, guys. First of all, for the Mynderse Blue Devils, last year 18-6 overall, winning the Section 5 C1 championship and advanced all the way to the state quarterfinals and lost to a very good Silver Creek team out of Section 6. In the backcourt, it'll be Brett Anderson and Liam Caraher starting at the guard position. Brian Johnson will start at small forward. Jared Coffey up front as well, and then Luke Ruddy, the 6'5", 190-pound senior, who last year averaged just over 17 points per game and pulled down 9.5 rebounds per game, 4th year on varsity. On the other side, Clyde-Savannah, Jason Doig, and Joe Fennell will start in the backcourt. Cam DeSanto, last year's Wayne County Player of the Year, will start at forward, averaged 16 points and 12 rebounds per game. Jermaine Bogan, who averaged 12 and 8, will start up front as well. And then Mike Turner will start at the 5. And he's 6'2", 175-pound junior. And for Mynderse, guys, should mention that one of the starters from last year, who is expected to be the primary starting point guard this year, and that's Jason Anderson. He will not start tonight, coach's decision there. And so Brett Anderson, his younger brother, will get the start. So a freshman starting at the point at Clyde-Savannah to open up the season.
I feel bad for him. You know, that's just a tough atmosphere. First varsity game, 9th grade, and he's getting fed to the wolves right away, and that's going to be hard on him. It's really going to be tough on him. Let's see how he handles that transition, but I can't imagine he's going to come out of this too good. If I was Clyde, I'd pick up on that and try and press right away.
Your officials are Mike Perullo and Matt Lavonis. And both teams like to play a lot of man-to-man defense, and especially Clyde, a lot of ball pressure, and they'll look to, as you said, Kevin, probably extend that defense into the full court and test these young guards from the Blue Devils. Meanwhile, Mynderse, talking with Coach Ciotti, Verk, he's talking about maybe toning it down in terms of the full court defense this year. He'd like to, but the personnel probably going to limit him in terms of what he wants to do defensively.
Yeah, losing Pasalaco and Ricky on the front of that defense, two of the quicker kids in the league, especially Jimmy Ricky, was all over the floor on defense, but two steady guards in the backcourt. This year's personnel not really set up the press. I look for them to play that 1-3-1 and straight man-to-man defense.
And Luke Ruddy and Mike Turner jumping it up, and Mynderse will control. They're in their dark blue visiting uniforms. And the three from the corner finds the mark from Ruddy. He had only 6 threes all season last year, and right out of the chute hits one there.
I was talking to his father the other day. He said they made that a focal point of the offseason. He's tried to step back and hit some more of those threes. And the earlier parts are, and obviously with that shot there, he's doing a good job of it.
Here's DeSanto with 20 to shoot. He's going to take a fadeaway from the baseline and bury it.
Both big guys looking to step their game outside this year.
So Mynderse with the early 3-2 lead, and there's some pressure right off the bat. DeSanto has the steal. Leaves it back for Bogan. He can't finish. And tipped out of bounds, and we'll go over to Mynderse. Well, now officials may get together on this.
Yeah, I think Mynderse tipped it out.
Going to stay with Clyde-Savannah. Well, there was that press. It looked like a 1-2-1-1. So Clyde-Savannah basketball. DeSanto wearing that big sleeve on the right hand, and Ruddy going to come out and actually going to have an illegal screen. I thought they may get Ruddy for the body there, but it will be an illegal screen, and then he'll send it back over to Mynderse.
Anderson threw the ball away last time. I think he was a little nervous against his press. Let's see if they can beat it this time.
That was Mike Turner charged with the foul, and here's the 1-2-1-1. This time they get it across the timeline.
Nice job there by Mynderse.
There's Brett Anderson, the freshman, running the point. Brian Johnson, who took a year off from playing high school basketball, he's trying to get a feel for things back out there as he's thrown right into the fire to start as well. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Ruddy stuck in the corner. Going to have to hurry. Here's Caraher. Tough, high arcing three, and he buries it.
Mynderse off to a great start here. Hit 2 threes in the 2 threes in the turnover. I think they'll take that.
Caraher hit 34 trifectas a year ago, and DeSanto going to let it fly. No good. And a long rebound. Nobody rotates back, and Caraher able to finish.
It's a great start for Minders.
So an 8-2 run on the road for the Blue Devils. If you're Nick Ciotti, you probably couldn't have asked for a better start.
Yeah, 5 quick points by Karaher. That's great for him to get going early. You always want your shooters to nail a 3 quick in the game, and he has done that. So let's see if he has a big night.
Karaher averaged 5 points per game last year, but he's going to have a much bigger role with both Verkey and Passalacqua graduating. And a nice pass inside from Fennell and able to finish Bogan.
That's the mismatch on this one. We don't have another big guy. We had Miller last year inside, and this year Clyde's Twin Towers inside. One of them is going to have a mismatch.
So 8-4 Minders with the basketball. Brett Anderson cut off by Doig. Here's Ruddy. Kicks it out. Here's a 3 ball from Johnson off the mark and a long rebound to Clyde. Bogan. He's going to bring it out now. Little 2-man game with DeSanto. And what a great matchup that is. DeSanto versus Ruddy. Unable to finish. DeSanto ball bounces around. Somehow he winds up with the basketball back in his hands and then hits the little jumper.
Not quite sure what Clyde was looking to do on that possession, but a little out of sorts, but it worked out for him.
4 points already for Cam DeSanto. Minders has gotten more and more comfortable each time down against the pressure. And Johnson not able to finish the layup off the pass from Ruddy. Eagles back the other way. Minders going with the man-to-man and elevating and nailing the jumper right there is Joey Fennell. Again, the pressure. Minders able to beat it, and then the turnover in the front court, and it will stay with the Blue Devils.
Yeah, for the first 4 minutes, Clyde's come out with a diamond press, a 1-2-1-1, and Minders only had 1 turnover versus it. That was a little sloppy by Karaher, but for the most part, they're handling it pretty well.
Yeah, they're really a couple long passes, and they got to beat. I think Clyde's going to have to adjust that trap a little bit.
I agree, Verk. I think they should trap a little quicker on that inbounds. They're kind of a soft trap, 94 feet away from the basket. I think it should be harder.
Karaher going to let fly again, rimmed out.
He's not afraid to shoot it, boys.
No, he's not. And Bogan all the way to the rack and just couldn't finish. And a good rebound, strong rebound from Jared Coffey. Should mention Minders a little bit short-handed tonight. Cole Fletcher, his family is away on a vacation, and so he is not available. That put Coffey into the starting lineup. 8-8 in the early going. Minders jumped out to an 8-2 lead, but last 6 points coming from Clyde-Savannah. DeSanto from the free throw line. Bogan with 15 to shoot. Pass was deflected. DeSanto tracks it down. Fennell baseline, reverse layup no good, tip foul no good, and the rebound comes down to Ruddy. You see some of that athleticism on display early from Clyde-Savannah. Off the reversal, a wide open look from Karaher, but he kind of short-armed it a little bit. Leads to a run out. Bogan the other way, count it, and he'll go to the line.
Good finish by Bogan, an ill-advised foul. Let him go up at that point if you're the young freshman and finish and not give him the end one.
Well, no surprise here, gentlemen. 8 of the 10 points so far from the Golden Eagles have come from Cam DeSanto and Jermaine Bogan.
Yeah, I think, we're probably going to see a lot of them all night long. I liked when they get Bogan on the block. I'd like to see him do a little bit more of that.
Couldn't finish the free throw. Foul on Minders went to Anderson. And so a 10-8 lead. First lead for the Golden Eagles, and now nearly a turnover. Anderson able to settle down. And shot was blocked as Coffey went up strong and had it returned. And Bogan all the way to the basket, and it is now a 10-0 run from Clyde-Savannah. And the lead up to 4. 2.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Surprised that Coach Ciotti hasn't called a timeout yet with this little run, guys?
I don't think so. They're hanging in there right now. If Clyde scores again here, we might see one.
I am a little. I thought he should have got one after that with the Bogans getting to the basket so easy. You got to make him go left. He just gave him the right hand all the way into the lane, and you can't do that. It's going to be a long night.
And pull-up jumper bottom from Fennell. There's the timeout. A 12-0 run from Clyde-Savannah, 14-8 now. The Golden Eagles lead in the timeout. The things you value in a bank are the deeply rooted values they held for more than 140 years at Generations Bank. Learn more at mygenbank.com and check out their new mobile banking app and search for Generations Bank in the Android or Apple Store. Well, Verk, I think we're starting to see Mynderse settle for more and more jumpers, too, from the outside and three-pointers.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a ton of offense from either team at this point. Kind of feeling each other out a little bit. But, yeah, Mynderse, I think they've attempted 7 shots and 6 of them been from three-point line. Hit a couple early, which obviously helped. But now they got to settle down, run some offense. I'd like to see Luke touch the ball in the paint a little bit and, get the ball into him.
And this is where last year at Mynderse, they would get a defensive stop from Jimmy Verkey, or he'd be able to give the ball to Brandon to run a play or get an easy bucket for you. So this is the point of the game where I start to look, okay, how are they going to miss these guys and where are they going to fill it?
Mixing up the pressure a little bit. That was a 2-2-1, more token pressure, and Ruddy able to draw the foul. And he'll be heading to the free throw line where the Blue Devils will make their first trip to the charity stripe tonight.
Nice take there by Ruddy. Maybe a little bit out of control. He still could have pulled that out on some offense, but he earned himself two free ones here.
I think that goes to the leadership role a little bit, Verk. Maybe just felt they hadn't scored in a while and take it in. And I agree, maybe not the best shot, but there he is on the line, and hope he'll knock these down. One of the things that makes him so dangerous, guys, is he takes care of his business at the free throw line. 74% a year ago, and he gets there often.
Yep.
And he takes care of both free throws right there. And so Ruddy with 5 points, 5 for Caraher in the early going. And that's 3 jumpers where Fidel has just risen over everybody and buried it. That's a lost art. That ball jump shot. He looked smooth doing it.
He looks great.
That one. I really like watching that ball jump shot by Fidel.
And with the elevation, he can get it off over anybody. And the three-pointer off the mark from Brian Johnson. He struggled to get it going here early. And a 6-point lead for Clyde-Savannah with the basketball with 1:15 left in the quarter. And boy, that kind of an awkward-looking shot from the corner from Jermaine Bogan, but he rattled it home.
Yeah, he likes to play outside, even though he's 6'4" and real athletic. Nice shot by Ruddy.
Boy, tough finish from Ruddy there. So Ruddy now with 7. 19-12 as the pace picking up a little bit now. Bogan going to fire from the corner for 3, no good. And Coffey pulls down the rebound.
Nice penetration there by Fidel. Kicked it out for a wide open 3.
Brett Anderson into the front court. 25 to shoot, and three-pointer up and through for Brett Anderson. His first points and a big bucket there cuts it from 7 to 4. And 1 second differential here, guys, between the shot clock and the game clock.
I think you got to be happy if you're Mynderse. Down 4 after the quarter. You had the question marks coming in, and they've got 15 points against Clyde. They've given up 19, but Clyde's been on fire. So I think overall it's a good start for them. It's a good first quarter. They haven't used any subs. I know that in the second quarter they'll probably put a couple more kids in, but either team hasn't gone to the bench, I believe.
Nope.
Yeah, especially for Mynderse for not having Jason Anderson there yet, and they're looking to. It was getting a little ugly there for a little while, and they kind of answered the call.
Boy, DeSanto tried to bank it home, but he hit the top of the backboard. And out of control shot well off the mark from Mike Turner. Yeah. And so now Mynderse, with 6 seconds left, an opportunity here. Scoop shot off the mark. Ruddy's tip foul doesn't go. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end with Clyde-Savannah holding a 4-point lead, 19-15. Back to Clyde in a moment on Fingerlinks 1 TV.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
Now back at Clyde-Savannah Gymnasium, we start the second quarter 19-15. Clyde-Savannah with a 4-point lead, and they'll start with the basketball here to open up the second quarter.
Jason Anderson checked into the game here.
Jason Anderson, as soon as the second quarter begins, is right in there. Coffee is out.
Jason's a great athlete, and he can bring a lot of things to this game. He just needs to stay under control, and he can do some great things.
Starters are still out there for Clyde-Savannah. DeSanto double-teamed on the block. Fennell from the top of the key. That went well off the mark, so may have been a little bit outside his range. And immediately, Jason Anderson trying to get right into the mix. Boy, Brian Johnson got away with shuffling his feet, and Ruddy able to draw contact. Will they give it to him? Yes! A little continuation on a Saturday night. I think he counted it.
No, they're going under with it.
I thought he must have been signaling the foul. I thought he was making the motion down for count the basket.
And I think it should be noted that the high school referees are trying to clean it up as in college, and they're going to start calling a lot more. So if you're sitting watching the game here in the stands or maybe on the internet, you might see some more fouls called than normal, and they've been told to do that. So the college game is experiencing it. Their games are going a little bit longer than they have in the past, and it's supposed to trickle down to this level as well.
Yeah, lots of fouls being called all over the country.
So a 4-point lead for Clyde.
Looks like Clyde's making a concerted effort here to go inside after the quarter break.
DeSanto with almost a full head advantage there over Brian Johnson, and he easily gets to the bucket and lays it up and in for 2. So first point of the second quarter matches the biggest lead. Actually, 7 was the biggest lead, almost the biggest lead for Clyde-Savannah. Johnson drives, kicks it back. Nice find from Caraher as he found Ruddy. Ruddy couldn't finish the 15-footer. And then we're going to get a loose ball foul against Jason Anderson.
2 quick ones on Anderson.
You got Devin Verkey in the game for Liam Caraher.
Devin Verkey, another freshman. You had the freshman Brent Anderson getting the start today. Did we get a timeout here?
Yep, Clyde timeout.
So first timeout called by Clyde-Savannah. So yeah, that's frustrating. And Jason Anderson waiting there to get into the game, sits out the whole first quarter, then comes in and picks up 2 very quick fouls, and he didn't like that last call.
No, and he's just going to have to be smart from here on out. He can't afford another one this quarter. And they're both just ticky-tack reaching fouls. Last one was kind of, he's rebounding a little bit down there, but he's got to know, he's important to this team, and he can't afford another one this quarter. It looks like they're going to leave him in the game, I think.
Well, he's certainly fresh, that is for sure. Now, Devin Verkey, the younger brother of Dylan Verkey. We should also add, Matt, your cousin.
Yep.
And following any long tradition of the Verkeys, he's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah, Devin's he's a very talented offensive player. He just needs to work on his strength a little bit. And
wow, nice catch inside for Mike Turner, and he finishes and one.
Very appropriate, Matt, as you call out his defense. He gets posted down low, and it was a great. Their first 3 passes so far, Clyde, in the half-court offense have been entry passes. So Coach Jackson must talk to them what we talked about at the break. They really ought to get the ball inside to their height. Mynderse has 1 big kid inside and really nobody else to guard, either Bogans or DeSanto. So looks like Clyde's really trying to take advantage of that.
Well, as you look across the Wayne Finger Lakes area, I can't see a team being more difficult to match up with in the front court than this Clyde-Savannah team, right?
They're going to see a lot of 2-3 zone this year, Brendan.
And there's an offensive rebound and putback from DeSanto as Turner missed the free throw. And the lead is up to 10 just like that, 25-15.
Clyde is big, but they're also very athletic. These big kids can run and jump, and they really get up and down the floor.
Jason Anderson try to work off the Ruddy screen. And then his pass was deflected and ultimately stolen.
Yeah, forced it a little bit. It's gut jack time for Mynderse. You might see how they might think about getting a timeout here.
And a 3-ball off the mark. That's Jared Fennell. But another offensive rebound and a foul.
So, like we talked about earlier, Clyde's height and athleticism just kind of taking over here. They had a couple posts up, now they just kind of threw it up, and they're going and getting off the glass and going back up here for another chance for a couple foul shots.
And Devin Verkey has picked up 2 quick fouls as well, so both of the guys who came on here early in the second quarter with a pair of fouls. The first free throw from Turner in this pair looks a lot better than the free throw he had a moment ago.
6 minutes to go in the quarter. Clyde will be shooting 1-1 or 2 the rest of the way out.
It was 19-15 at the end of the first quarter, but now 7 straight points to open up the second. Turner can't hit the second. Yeah, big time in the ball game right now, gentlemen, if Mynderse wants to keep this a game. Got to find a way to get some points.
Oh.
Boy, Ruddy had it deflected. It wasn't a travel because ball was knocked away, but the turnover eventually comes. Fennell, beautiful look to his younger brother, and he was fouled. Jared Fennell taking the pass from Joe. Jared just a sophomore, Joe a senior.
This Clyde team has a lot of athletes. They get that ball and they go.
Great look by, he must have practiced that in the living room.
I was going to say, no excuse not to be able to find the bro on the break, right?
I've been very impressed with Fennell so far. He didn't get a whole lot of time last year. Towards the end of the year, he really came on, but he's been really under control tonight, hitting jump shots.
Joe, you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Joe. If he plays like this, they're going to be that much tougher to beat.
Yeah, he's had a couple real nice passes. He had that lob down to DeSanto. 1 out of 2 from the line. Mynderse leaving Clyde-Savannah rather leaving a few points at the free throw line, but they still lead it by 12, 27-15. Ruddy in the corner, a lot of contact, but no call. The block shot and loose ball picked up by Clyde. They're running again. Joe Fennell finishes off the pass from Bogan, and timeout, Mynderse. Already 8 points now for Joe Fennell as we look at the replay. Right now we're seeing Clyde defense leading to offense with the run out there.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mynderse maybe switch to a 2-3 zone and see if they can slow down Clyde inside a little bit, make him shoot. Just something to change the momentum back into their favor. I don't think they can press Clyde.
No, I don't think they can press Clyde, and we obviously don't match up well height-wise. And I try maybe even try the 1-3-1 or I don't know if Coach Shaddy's going to use a 2-1-2. I didn't remember Coach Fields ever using it too much, but some type of zone, switch something up, give Clyde a different look, and maybe change their fortunes a little bit because, Clyde's really bothering us a lot right now on offense and defense.
If you've been waiting for something more in your life, America's Navy may have what you need, like opportunity. Opportunity for hands-on training in any of more than 60 high-growth fields. They can help you with paying for a college degree. There's opportunities to travel worldwide while helping to change the world. Work with cutting-edge technology. No experience needed to start. If you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, America's Navy can help. You launch your future today. America's Navy, a global force for good. Contact them today at 412-395-4680. 10-0 run for Clyde-Savannah to start the second quarter. Mynderse basketball off the timeout. 2-2-1 pressure. Coffee all alone on the other end of the floor. Lays it up and in for 2. First points for Jared Coffey.
Nice job by Mynderse there.
Mynderse did a great job breaking the press, but I'm still a little confused on what Clyde's trying to do in that press. I haven't seen one trap in the whole first half. It's just kind of token.
Yeah.
I think they could get after him a little bit more and even increase the lead.
Yeah, they're kind of they're not trapping, and they're making long passes and kind of beating the press.
5-second call there on Joe Fennell as he was just dribbling it up near the center circle. Finally made his move, but official said 5 seconds, and so goes back to Mynderse.
See if Mynderse can get Ruddy something here inside.
Ruddy had 7 first quarter points, yet to score here in the second quarter. And that way off the mark from Liam Carrer, who started out with a couple nice-looking deep shots, but has missed a couple by a long ways now as we move through the game. Joey Fennell in the corner for Bogan. 3 is off the mark, and rebound tracked down in the corner. And Devin Verkey tried the outlet pass. I'm assuming that was deflected.
Yeah, I think they got hit, and it wasn't, or it was just a horrible pass, but it looks like it was deflected.
I think on both ends, 2 quick threes. Carrer down here forced a 3. And he really didn't attack the pick and roll. And down here, Bogan settling for too many threes. I know he can shoot it,
Devin Verkey from downtown with a three-pointer and a chance for a 4-point play. Nice little lefty stroke.
He can get rid of it. He's got a nice shot. He's got a good release. He gets rid of it quick, as you just saw. You know, in that took the dribble and let it fly, and chance for the 4-point play here.
Well, so often you see when you got a freshman up playing on varsity, he still needs to fill into the body a little bit. Get him in the weight room.
He won't be afraid offensively to put it up. I know that much.
Free throw is off the mark. So
never met a Verkey that was.
Can't finish off the 4-point play, and now Fennell misses down on the other end.
And Clyde really, you know, they're going inside there to start the quarter. Now they're putting up a lot of threes, and you know, same with Bogans. He hit that 1-3. I think he got a little free happy here, and you know, he needs to get inside or drive the ball.
I can't agree with you more.
5 straight points from Mynderse out of the timeout, and Ruddy with a nice move and the pull-up just a little bit short.
Turner's got about 10 rebounds already, I think.
Karaher went for the steal, and now numbers the other way. Bogan,
there you go.
Boy, just parted the Red Sea and went to the basket and able to finish.
And I think that's, you know, I don't think outside shooting is Clyde's strength. I think they need to get to the rim and use their height and their athleticism.
And they got a good chance at getting some second chance opportunities as well if they can't finish. 31-20, 11-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Karaher, three-pointer is no good, and the rebound comes down to Clyde-Savannah, but outlet pass is thrown away.
Sure, Mynderse guys look like they're doing like the quick release thing, and they're not really fouling through a couple of times.
They just are chucking it up, and you know, Karaher's frustrated with himself. You got to be careful. But you know, just a lot of threes. I don't see what Mynderse is doing to help Ruddy out. Ruddy's a great player, but he really can't score off the dribble on his own. They got to, you know, set some picks for him, get some entry passes just like that.
It's really the first time he's had the ball down there, on the, you know, low on the block. He had a couple mid-range a couple times, but you get it down there, he's going to score. He can go right or left, and
absolutely,
he can do a lot of good things.
Yep, just went 4 around 1 and pounded the ball inside. 9 points now for Ruddy to pace Mynderse.
Mynderse playing a little zone here, which is you know, something I think we were looking for.
And DeSanto, that might have been partially blocked by Verkey. And now Ruddy into the front court. He stepped on the sideline. Tough break there for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, DeSanto really missed unless that was tipped. He had a chippy down there.
Yeah.
That, you know, usually he'll make that and, you know, finish with power down there, but he kind of lost it on the way up.
Verkey's hand was there and may have gotten a piece of it. Joey Fennell for Clyde-Savannah. Matched up with Karaher. Now back to the man-to-man. And Fennell able to get loose on the baseline, but couldn't finish.
He got a little excited. He almost tried to dunk it, and then just took his eye off the rim and missed an easy one.
Verkey had it poked away, but regains it. And pass was a little bit behind Karaher and goes out of bounds for the turnover. And turnover's starting to pile up a little bit for Mynderse as well.
Yeah, really been a little sloppy.
They seem to be rushing everything on the perimeter for Mynderse. You know, take your time. Let something develop. You don't have to shoot it quick. You don't have to pass it quick.
Yeah, it was almost like as we look at the replay, Ruddy did not expect Karaher to cut to the basket, so that pass a little bit behind him. Well, 2 minutes to play here in the opening half. A 9-point lead for Clyde-Savannah.
Looks like Mynderse is back in man here.
And Bogan with a spin move, a kiss, and a chance for a 3-point play.
I like, you know, good strong move. I thought he might have got away with a travel there, but you know, that's his strength, is getting to the basket and using his strength.
It almost seems like he could do that every time down if he chose to, guys. I watched an Arizona State game, and I'm going to forget the boy's name, but he scored 40 points the other night. 38 points were scored in the paint, and he was a guard. That's a guy you like to coach.
Taking it to the rim.
You talk about Jaheed Carson?
Yes, that's it. Yep.
He's a phenomenal player, by the way. I love watching him play. Not a lot of people on the East Coast know about him because he plays out in the Pac-12, and Arizona State not really a high-profile team.
Yep.
Love to watch him play. 33-22, 90 seconds to play in the half. DeSanto lost his dribble.
See if Mynderse keep going to halftime here down, you know, keep it in single digits maybe if they can score a couple baskets here.
We've only seen 6 players on the floor for Clyde-Savannah thus far. Joey Fennell, explosive move to the basket. And his strong first half continues. He's into double digits with 10. That was a 9-point lead, guys, and back-to-back buckets gets it up to 13. It's kind of at a point where it could go either way. Coffey with a good catch and an errant pass, but now picks up the dribble. And out of bounds off of Clyde-Savannah with 18 on the shot clock.
Well, one thing I could take from this half is Mynderse isn't doing too bad of a job down 13. Clyde's going to be a really hard team to stop this year. I mean, they're going to decimate some opponents.
Yeah,
this is a great team.
They're big and athletic.
All 6 guys that they played so far are all good players.
And a lot of teams are going to get into foul trouble trying to stop their big guys.
Absolutely.
I kind of knew you expect Bogans and DeSanto, but this Turner kid has been killing the boards, and he's just another athlete they got out on the floor with good height and athleticism.
And a shot clock violation. Mynderse could not get off a shot, and now a chance for Clyde-Savannah to hold for the last shot. Talking with Tim Jackson, he was gushing about Mike Turner, calls him his hardest working player, and that at the beginning of this year, not a lot of people know about him, but by the end of the year, he thinks everybody's going to know about him in terms of the Wayne and Finger Lakes region.
Yeah, one thing I like about him is he doesn't go outside very much, which, I think he kind of knows his role, and he stays inside.
DeSanto
he can really jump.
Missed the 15-footer. Karaher on the leak out. And tough finish.
Nice shot. Big basket.
That is a big basket. 4-point swing as DeSanto couldn't finish from 15 feet. And then the bucket on the other end from Liam Karaher. So your score at the half is Clyde-Savannah 35 and Mynderse 24. And if you're heading into the locker room, I'll start with you, Kevin. If you're Clyde-Savannah, you got to feel like maybe you should have a little bit more of a bigger lead heading into the break.
I'm wondering that myself. I'd like to be in that locker room to see what Coach Jackson's saying, because you held Mynderse at 24 points, and that's fine. I think you probably could have held them to under 20. Their defensive intensity is really not there. Offensively, they get the ball and they want to push and attack. They need to take that same intensity to the defensive side. And again, the trapping out of the press, I think, could be a big factor for them. Maybe they do it in the second half, maybe not. But you feel good that you got an 11-point lead, but watching this game, getting the feel, you can't let Mynderse stick around. They knock a couple threes down, they're going to be right back into this.
And Verk, if you're Nick Ciotti, what are you telling your kids here at the half?
I think they weathered a storm. I think, they're happy to be down 11 right now. They didn't run great offense. They hit some threes early, but, it's your first game. You got a lot of new people out there. We talked about missing Brandon Pascalacco. It's the first time in, 5 years that he hasn't been running the show. And these guys are trying to find themselves, but, they're a couple threes away from getting in this game. They're probably happy that, Clyde's not up more, like I said. Just Clyde could be taking more advantage of their height inside, and they haven't been able to do that. So, I think overall they're pretty happy right now.
11-point lead for the Golden Eagles of Clyde-Savannah. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll take a look at the scoring totals from the first half as Mynderse and Clyde-Savannah doing battle on a Saturday night on Thanksgiving weekend on Finger Lakes 1 TV.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
still doesn't have a difference. And this is that. They are?
Why doesn't obviously? Get it back on camera. Let's go. Let's go.
Can you hear him say our mics are off? Whole conversation.
Okay, I'm good. We'll take one more break with about. You want to do one more break after the segment? Okay. Would you want to do a break after that or just keep it here? Okay. I'll do a couple readers. How's that?
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
Halftime in Clyde with the Golden Eagles of Clyde-Savannah leading the Mynderse Blue Devils 35-24. Brendan Harrington along with Matt Verkey and Kevin Korzeniewski. And first half, a couple runs we saw from Clyde-Savannah. Mynderse jumped out to an 8-2 lead, but then a 12-0 run from the Golden Eagles, and then a 10-0 run to open up the second quarter, which is a 4-point game at the end of the first quarter. So we saw the explosiveness from Clyde-Savannah a couple different times there, Verk, during the first half.
Yeah, and they got some great athletes. We've talked about all half, and I was talking to Kevin during the break there. If I'm coaching Clyde, I'm just saying, forget the threes, drive it to the hole, post up, and really use your height and athleticism to your advantage.
Yeah, it seems like they want to play fast, and that's fine. They should. They're athletic. But anytime you play fast, you can always slow it down and try to work the ball inside out. It seems like they're going outside in, both teams really. And, get the ball inside. Press, pound the ball inside, simple basketball. And Clyde's going to have a great year. They really are.
We knew that Jermaine Bogan and Cam DeSanto were going to be carrying the torch offensively for Clyde-Savannah. We didn't know that Joey Fennell was going to be contributing as much as he has. 10 points in the first half for Fennell. 11 from Bogan to lead the way, 8 for DeSanto. So those three players right there with 29 of the 35 points for Clyde-Savannah.
And don't forget about Mike Turner. You said Coach Jackson was high on him. He's going to get a lot of stuff being the odd man out with Bogans and DeSanto in there. And I think you're right. He's going to have a great year. He's athletic. Fennell looks smooth. If I was one of these high school coaches scouting out in these stands right now, I wouldn't look forward to playing Clyde this year.
Yeah, there are a few of those coaches here today. We know not a lot of games going on this weekend at the very beginning of the season. Most teams tip it off this week. And so, there's a lot of coaches that are perhaps getting some gray hair in the stands tonight, thinking about, especially if they have Clyde-Savannah on the schedule later this year. Meanwhile, for Mynderse, no surprise, Luke Ruddy leading the way with 9 points, 7 of those 9 points in the first quarter. Liam Caraher with 7 points, and then Brett Anderson, Devin Verkey each hit a 3-ball, and Jared Coffey had a bucket as well. So that you're scoring for Mynderse. Foul trouble Jason Anderson and Devin Verkey didn't play in the first quarter. They came in and each committed 3 fouls in the second quarter. So obviously they had all that pent-up energy from the first quarter, and unfortunately it manifested itself in some personal fouls.
Well, Jason has 3 fouls?
Yeah, he has 3.
I thought he had 2.
Yeah.
He didn't take him long to rack those up, obviously, not playing the first quarter. Hopefully, and that's the thing for Mynderse. He isn't, he's one of the leaders and veteran players, and he hasn't really even played other than a few minutes here and there. He hasn't really gotten in the game at all. So hopefully he can stay on the floor a little bit longer this half and, settle them down and, help set up that offense and get some more looks for Ruddy.
Nick Ciotti was joking around a little bit when I talked to him earlier today about the schedule, and I know when he was on Harold Weber's show he was talking about it as well, that it sounded good a few months ago when he put him on the schedule, but now obviously seeing how good this Clyde team is and Lions coming up on the schedule. But at the same time, what a great way to get your team ready for when it really counts in February come sectional time.
Scheduling's important, but I think this will only help them in the long run.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had played somebody that was a lesser of opponent, sure, they'd win. They'd feel good about themselves, but they got to get into the Finger Lakes East, and there's not going to be a lot of easy matchups in that as well. So, get it going early and see what you got, and he should have their attention at halftime and maybe in the next couple practices before they do start league play.
Now, as we go into the second half, we'll talk a little bit about not only the Finger Lakes East, but the Wayne County League as well, where a lot of our coverage will be this year on Finger Lakes 1 TV. We got a full slate of games for you, including we're going to have a doubleheader, girls-boys, for the first time this year. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But right now we're starting the second half, and Mynderse attacking the basket right off the bat as Jason Anderson will start the second half and draws the foul.
Yeah, nice move there. A little spin move. He got through kind of a little double team and went strong to the hole, and he's got 2 free throws here to start off the second half.
So it'll be Brian Anderson, Jason Anderson, along with Liam Caraher, Brian Johnson, and Luke Ruddy for Mynderse. And then the starters will be out there for Clyde-Savannah with Doig, Fennell, DeSanto, Bogan, and Turner. And 1 of 2 from the line there for Jason Anderson, but Mynderse gets the ball back.
Well, Jason Anderson coming out with using some of that energy he's got, riding a lot of pine in the first half and doing a good job. He had a great spin move and drew a foul, and then he just took the basket to again and drew the foul. So good for him getting himself into the game. 2
quick fouls on Clyde-Savannah, and off the inbound pass, Brett Anderson comes wide open, and he now has 5.
Nice start for Mynderse. Come out here and cut that 11-point lead right down to 8 on the first possession.
And the lob just over the head of Brett Anderson there. And offensive putback from Mike Turner. He has been tough inside. Turner now with 5. And the lead right back up to 10 at 37-27.
Clyde still just applying that token pressure, not really doing much out of it.
Well, they came out, I thought, the way they came out with that 1-2-1-1, they were going to trap, force some turnovers, but since it's been just that token pressure, which we've talked about a couple times now.
I like that possession by Mynderse. Much more patient. Nobody's looking to throw it up, and a great entry pass into Ruddy. They got to get the ball into Ruddy if they want to win this game.
And Cam DeSanto picking up a foul there. That's his second. Already 3 team fouls against Clyde here. Mynderse off the inbound. Ruddy trying to get by Bogan for Caraher. Halfway down and out. Tough offensive rebound underneath, however, from Jason Anderson. Another 3-ball. This one from Brett Anderson finds the mark.
And Brett Anderson with 5 points. The freshman filling it up here in the third quarter.
8 points overall. And it's down to 7, and nearly a turnover there. It will stay with Clyde-Savannah as Brian Johnson fronting Cam DeSanto and kind of a sloppy lob pass there.
Nice hustle by Johnson there, prevented the entry pass.
Bogan trying to work off the DeSanto screen and able to finish. 13 now for Jermaine Bogan, who averaged 12 points and 8 rebounds a year ago. And a 19-3 Clyde-Savannah team that won the C3 Section 5 championship. And off the foot of Caraher.
I thought he was going to shoot it, and put it on the floor, lost it.
That's probably one that he should shoot. It's a kind of kick out. He's wide open.
So a 9-point lead for the Golden Eagles. And Again, good job. Anderson fronting the post. Crossover dribble, and Jason Anderson couldn't finish. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Mynderse.
Some speed out there with Anderson and Fennell kind of in a foot race there. Those kids can both get up and down the court.
Well, that's twice now we've seen guards from Clyde-Savannah on the lob inside. Just left it a little bit short. Got to get that ball up and over the defense. And another out-of-bounds play results in a very, very easy look for Mynderse.
It's a great out-of-bounds play for Mynderse.
Yeah, Clyde going man-to-man out of bounds. And
is that the old screen, the screener play, guys?
It looked like it.
It works at every level, I'm telling you, if you go man on the inbound.
See if Clyde continues to stay man out of bounds. Mynderse scored twice on inbounds plays now.
The one thing I like about Brett Anderson, we've been talking about the freshman and we joked about Verkey, but Brett Anderson doesn't really look like a freshman. He's got some muscle tone to him, and he's a decent-sized kid width-wise. You know, he's got a little bit of muscle to him.
And he was a good, very good on the varsity soccer team this year. I think he was their second leading scorer. So this isn't new to him at this level.
And Cam DeSanto able to get an easy look inside. He has 10. So both DeSanto and Bogan in double digits, and a turnover off the pass from Jason Anderson. Now Jason's making the adjustment. He was primarily the three-man last year for Mynderse in the starting lineup, and transitioning over to the point this year.
Well, he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more, and I like the idea there. You just need to, maybe take another dribble and make a good entry pass.
9-point lead, and Bogan tried to make a little too much happen there. Tried to dump it off to DeSanto, but DeSanto had his back to him, and a turnover. Ruddy, by the way, picked up his second foul a moment ago. Going to be important for him all year long to stay out of foul trouble. Nice spin move. Couldn't get it, but got his own rebound and draws the foul.
A great pump fake.
Now Luke Ruddy getting some looks at the Division III level. I know Hobart and Nazareth both interested in him. And a kid that could really contribute at that level, I think, guys.
Yeah, I think he, for his height, he can put it on the floor a little bit, and he's got a decent, 15-foot jump shot. He made a three tonight. He can go right or left. He brings a lot of different things to the game. For that next level, he's going to probably bulk up a little bit more and, continue to develop. I think every year he's gotten better and better since he was a freshman.
I think he'd make a great trail four. Play inside, knock down the three.
Second shot up and in, so Luke Ruddy now 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He's into double figures with 10 points. The lead is 8. By the way, Cal Felker getting some action for Clyde-Savannah. He was just called for the foul against Ruddy. Here's Joey Fennell. There's Felker right there. And timeout called by head coach Tim Jackson of Clyde-Savannah. That's their second timeout that they've spent. And if you've been waiting for something more in your life, America's Navy may have what you need, like opportunity. Hands-on training in any of more than 60 high-growth fields. They'll help you pay for college. They have opportunities to travel worldwide while helping to change the world. Work with cutting-edge technology. No experience needed to start. If you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, America's Navy can help. America's Navy, a global force for good. Contact them today at 412-395-4680 as Mynderse continues to hang around, gentlemen. 8-point game. Just under 5 to play here in the third quarter. And Mynderse looking to trap out of the timeout.
This is the, looks like maybe they're 1-2-2, 1-3-1.
Yep.
Yeah, 1-3-1.
1-3-1, trapping on the wings. And shot clock already down to 5 seconds. Wide open from the free throw line with the shot clock running down. Bogan right between the eyes. He has 15.
Silky smooth sometimes, these guys in their jump shots.
Big shot.
The change in defense is it took a minute for Clyde to adjust, but they were able to get the good shot with the shot clock running down. Boy, big hand check there, no call. As Ruddy goes out, gets the ball back, and draws the foul.
I don't think DeSanto needs to foul him there. He's really not going to hurt him. Just stay behind him, and he's 8-9 feet from the basket and see what he's going to do.
That's DeSanto's third, and he's going to have to come out. Mike Turner will come back in.
See if Mynderse can take advantage.
Jason Anderson to inbound. They've gotten 2 easy buckets off that leader. And I think we've seen some of the typical first game sloppiness at times during this game, guys.
Yep.
I think most coaches will look back at that first game and be surprised at the teams that they, it's a total different team at the end of the year than it is at the beginning of the year.
Tim Jackson pointed out when I talked to him last night, he said not to make any excuses, but our football team made a deep run in sectionals, so we haven't had quite as much time as we'd like to prepare here in the early season.
Sure.
And 3-ball miss from Brian Johnson. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Mynderse.
Good hustle there by Fennell. He really got up on that rebound, tipped it, and hustled into the stands for it.
And it's been a little bit of a struggle shooting-wise for Brian Johnson so far, just the 1 basket for 2 points. Ruddy, one-on-one. Oh, great up fake, but then left it short. Oh, he's going to want that back
It's
again.
an underutilized move there, the old up and under, it doesn't get used enough.
And Bogan just goes right around Jason Anderson. That's a 4-point swing right there, guys.
Yeah, I think Ruddy was surprised he was so open. He might not be that open the rest of the year.
17 points now for Jermaine Bogan. One of those two, he had the shot fake with the left. Maybe if he goes to finish with the right there, he tried to finish with the left, and sometimes that'll get you in trouble. Down to 15 on the shot clock.
It was a great move by Ruddy, though.
Karaher kicks out. 3-ball up and in from Brett Anderson, and Anderson having a big third quarter. 8 points in this quarter, 11 for the game, and he's hit 3 trifectas. And that was really needed. Bogan almost lost the handle. Double down there from Karaher.
Brett Anderson's really answered the bell, hasn't he? I mean, he's got 11 points. I think he's perfect from the 3-point line. He's only got a couple turnovers. He's doing a great job out there.
And like you pointed out before, Kev, he doesn't look like a freshman. Not just in terms of the composure we've seen him play with, but physically as well. And that goes out of bounds and will belong to Mynderse. And, again, we saw really just a crucial 3-pointer there from Brett Anderson because the lead's back up to 12. Clyde looking to open up a big lead again, and every time that's the case, Mynderse has had an answer to keep this thing close and get it back down into a working range.
Yeah, I think if you asked, Coach Siad if, Brett Anderson's going to give you, 10, 12, 13 points, he'd be thrilled with it.
And a turnover there. Mike Turner, another hustle play for him. Fennell. 15-footer off the back of the rim, and we're going to have a loose ball foul underneath as the teams fought for the rebound. And it will be against Clyde-Savannah.
Yeah, Felker got caught with a little push in the back on Brett Anderson.
He's giving them business down there.
Well, Mynderse is hanging around. I think you guys might both agree with me if you look out here at the game. Clyde is certainly the better team.
Oh, yeah.
But they only have a 9-point lead here late in the third quarter.
And who knows what's going to happen the rest of the way, but a lot of positives to take out of this game for Mynderse. That was not one of them, the 3-point miss from Karaher, but there's Luke Ruddy going to work on the offensive glass.
Nice job by Luke there. Just really can't get one to go here, but working hard down low, and he's got 2 free ones here.
Yeah, keep pounding in as this third quarter ends with DeSanto on the bench. Clyde seems a little lost on him without him offensively. And defensively, Mynderse should take care of that.
Ruddy 3 of 4 from the free throw line and buries that one. Meanwhile, Clyde-Savannah has not been to the free throw line here in this second half. And really, when you talk about their size advantage, that shouldn't happen.
No. I think Clyde kind of they're settling for the jump shots again here lately, and they need to get back into Turner or Bogan's down low. Bogan's trying to take it from the corner a couple times, and it worked, but I think he can score from the post too.
The lead was 11 at the half for Clyde-Savannah. Right now it's at 7. Golden Eagles with the ball. Jared Fennell is back in the game, number 32. Here's Bogan, blocked from behind by Ruddy, but they're going to say he got him with the body, and there was a lot of contact. But Ruddy does not like the call. We'll take a look at the replay.
They called it on Anderson, and he seemed to me like he had position under the basket. If they had called it on Ruddy, I said okay with the body, but Anderson seemed to be pretty good position under the basket here.
Yeah, that's a charge.
Wow, I thought they were getting Ruddy with the body, but yeah, that's a tough call.
And it's number 4 on Anderson.
Would have been the 3rd on Ruddy, and meanwhile the free throw off the mark from Bogan, so they finally get to the line, and now Clyde-Savannah just 2 of 6 from the free throw line. And Jason Anderson will come out of the game with those 4 fouls.
He's saying that was on me? That's what we say, Jace. We didn't think it was.
18 points, and it's a 5-point game, 46-41. About a 20-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, and Carraher came off his man and deflected it. Now goes up for the layup and rejected by Michael Turner.
That might not be a bad rejection because he may not have made the layup. Now coach can tell him, listen, let's use the clock, get one shot here, and go into the quarter with no worse than a 5-point deficit.
There's a 1-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So Mynderse could essentially hold for the last shot. Carraher has it back here mid-floor.
See what Mynderse has for a last-second shot here.
Ruddy's going to come get the basketball, and he wants to clear it out. Going to go one-on-one against Bogan. And tried to pull up, was rejected. 5 seconds, 2-on-1. Bogan goes up, missed the finish over Ruddy. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end.
Good thing he missed that layup. I don't know if that would have been my play call at the end. Not that Ruddy's not a great player, but trying to score on Bogan's, going one-on-one with him might not be the best decision.
Yeah, it's not really his game.
At the end of 3 quarters of play, Clyde with a 5-point lead, 46-41 on Fingerlinks 1 TV.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
Well, Mynderse outscores Clyde-Savannah 17-11 in the third quarter. First quarter won by Mynderse today. And we got a ball game, 5-point game as we start the fourth quarter.
DeSanto back in for Clyde. See if he can make a difference here.
He spent most of the latter stages of the third quarter on the bench with 3 fouls. Almost a turnover. DeSanto got it back and drew the foul.
One thing I noticed with both teams, there's a lot of dribbling. You know, big guys dribbling and handling the ball, and I don't think it's helped either team, to be honest with you.
I like the idea, and Bogans and DeSanto have, get to the hole, get to the rim, but sometimes it's just they're forcing a little bit too much. You think you could get some passes and get them on the block and, give it to them where they're not 20 feet away, and they don't have to try to get through 3 or 4 guys to get there.
Right. Well, this is where Clyde should have an advantage here, guys. I think they have more leadership, more seniors. They've been here before. Can somebody step up for Mynderse and lead in this fourth quarter to help them get over the hump of Clyde's 6-point lead?
1 of 2 from the free throw line for Cam DeSanto. And now 4 of 9 is Clyde-Savannah at the free throw line. Brian Johnson passed up the 3 and hit the 15-footer instead.
It's a great shot. Maybe that'll get him going a little bit too. He's kind of struggled from the 3-point line, but hit a nice little pull up there.
Closest it's been since it was 1915, and a big-time bucket right there.
Great backdoor cut and pass.
Yeah. And timeout called by Clyde-Savannah.
I don't know if this was a set play that they ran, but Fennell did a great job of finding Joe Main going backdoor, and he put it right where he needed it for an easy layup.
Joe Main Bogan with the bucket, and he now has 20 points to lead all scorers. Responsible waste management for the next generation. Seneca Meadows. See how they do it by watching their videos at senecameadows.com.
It's your Upstate Hoops podcast coming to you live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. with Jim Sinacropi and Matt Verkey.
Yeah, we try to do a weekly recap of the week in high school hoops, and try to get some coaches and players to call in or come in the studio. And
you took Thanksgiving off, I see, Verk.
I did. Jim did it. Jim,
the ratings in the Thursday night show went very high. It was the highest of the season, I think, with just Jim on the call himself. I enjoyed it.
Well, we're going to have a full schedule of high school basketball as well. I mentioned before we have a doubleheader that we're going to be doing coming up in February. All total 13 different dates, 14 games.
And we got you mentioned it earlier, the girls and boys in Mynderse. And Coach Jerry Anderson.
Minders, February 7th.
Yep, from Mynderse, and the returning cast in Waterloo. All they lost was Haley Wright. That's going to be one heck of a girls team.
Yeah, I'm sure they're looking to hopefully for a repeat of last season, maybe even win that last game.
Yeah, made it all the way to the state championship game last year. And turnover. Bogan didn't see Ruddy coming up from behind, and Luke able to get the steal. And now nobody down on Verkey, and he's able to finish. And one.
Big turnaround there.
Silly foul.
Very silly.
I think, Bogan gets dribbled a little bit too much sometimes, and he had a whole herd ahead of him that he could have looked up and got the ball to there.
And now, we said the 4 points the closest it's been since it was 19-15 at the end of the first quarter. Now a chance to make it a one-possession game. And it is.
With Joe Doig and Joe Fennell, those guys should be your primary ball handlers. Let those guys do the ball handling. Let those guys call your play. Work it with a couple reverses. Clyde tries to score very quick and early in their offense, and you don't see too many reversals out of the Clyde team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Starters are all out there right now for Clyde-Savannah. Here's DeSanto to the basket. Contested, missed it, got it back and put it through.
Big bucket there, I think Cam was determined to get to the hole that time. He missed the original shot and went up strong and put it back in.
13 points for DeSanto. The lead is 5.
Clyde's playing a little zone here.
Ruddy was double teamed on the post, so he kicked it out. Brian Johnson, big three ball on the way, no good.
I'm not sure I'd play zone against this Minders team. They got some shooters and they seem to move the ball pretty well against it.
Especially with the athleticism of Clyde. They don't have any mismatch problems with Minders.
Yep. DeSanto trying to hit a cutting Joey Fennell. It was deflected out of bounds across the baseline. And
my guess would be the zone is probably trying to protect a couple of his kids in foul trouble.
Yeah, that could be.
But I agree with you. I think they should be playing Minders man-to-man.
Typically playing against the zone's easy. You can pass the ball around. You're not getting pressured.
DeSanto with a foot on the three-point line. No good, but a big offensive rebound for the point guard, Jason Doig, who had inbounded it. And so Clyde will reset with a 5-point lead, 5:50 to play.
Right now they got Jason Anderson guarding DeSanto, and I think he's got to get the ball down there.
DeSanto just used the body to maneuver his way inside for the easy hoop.
I mean, that's unstoppable. He's got a foot on on Jason, and Clyde needs to take advantage of that.
Johnson had his pass deflected, and he does manage to throw it out of bounds off of DeSanto. Right now for Minders, you got two freshmen in there, and Verkey and Brett Anderson. We are going to get a substitution here as Caraher will come in for Verkey. And you got Ruddy and Jason Anderson out there as well. Another great look at an inbound play, but boy, the shots just haven't been going down for Brian Johnson. He's gotten some good looks too.
I mean, Clyde's in a zone out of the inbounds play. I'm not sure how they're getting so open.
Jason Anderson, three ball.
Nice rebound by Turner.
Off the mark. And Turner continues to do the dirty work. And Bogan off the spin, no good. Ruddy comes flying into the play to come up with a huge rebound. 2-on-2 the other way. Jason Anderson able to draw the foul.
Yeah, nice aggressive play there by Anderson. Fennell fouled him. I don't think Anderson probably was going to make that shot anyway, but he was able to draw the foul and go into the line.
Second foul on Joe Fennell, and to the free throw line, Jason Anderson, first shot up and in. Anderson now 2 of 3 from the line. All total, Minders 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Second shot off the mark, but an offensive rebound.
I think right now Minders kind of out-hustling Clyde a little bit.
Clyde seems tired, I agree. Coach Jackson was yelling at his kids to get back. They had a hard time getting back in the last fast break.
Boy, Jason Anderson really out of control and leads to...
He might have got away with a little carry there, too.
Should have been a turnover before that and led to a real sloppy shot.
See what Clyde looks to do here. They got...
You can tell on the offensive end and nobody moving either. They're tired.
Yeah.
We are going to get a hold here against Brian Johnson.
And when Clyde does post, there's not a lot of motion. They either put, seems like they put Bogans or DeSanto on that block, and they don't really do a whole lot of motion. They just kind of, they need to do some kind of high-low with those guys. Or
both ways on that. I think, there should be some more screen set for these, post-to-post screens, and like you said, high-low, something to free some of these big guys up.
That was just the 5th team foul on Mynderse. Meanwhile, next foul on Clyde-Savannah will put the Blue Devils into the double bonus. And big collision. DeSanto and Brian Johnson both go down, and they're going to get Johnson with the foul.
Yeah, Johnson's really battling down there. Obviously, he's got the height disadvantage, but he's a big, strong kid, and he's using his body the best he can. And last 2 times it's kind of cost him a little bit with fouls, but I like his effort.
And Matt Lavonis just called him over. Say, calm down a little bit after that display of emotion following the call. So now next foul will put Clyde-Savannah into the bonus. That was their last foul to give. And that's a foul as well. Yeah, that's an easy call. Textbook blocking foul right there as he forced DeSanto across the baseline. Well, you don't see a guy pick up 3 fouls quicker than that very often.
1 trip down, 3 fouls.
And that might be a fatigue play too. He played a lot tonight, and
he's been
that's what
bad
happens. You get a little tired. You stop shuffling the feet and use the body too much. Looks like the scoreboard was wrong.
Okay.
That was the 6th-team foul.
Well, there you go.
They might want to check your book, Brendan.
There you go. I was going off the scoreboard. And never assume, as I was once taught. Jason Doig.
There's Clyde running a 1-4. I think they're trying to get the ball inside the cam in the high post.
As we approach the midway point of the 4th quarter, a 6-point lead for Clyde-Savannah. Fennell swings it over to Doig. Entry pass to Santo, kind of falling away. Ruddy may have gotten a piece.
Nice entry there, though. They got him the ball on the block. Wow.
Well, they tried the long outlet pass with all the pressure in the backcourt. But a great athletic play by Joe Fennell to get back and come up with the interception.
Looked like a defensive back back there.
He's done that a few times on the gridiron.
Clyde-Savannah
nice
winning sectionals in football, we mentioned before. A lot of contact, but no call. Bogan, really forced it with 15 on the shot clock.
I think Bogan thought he got fouled, and he was a little frustrated there.
Karaher drives baseline, open 15-footer, another miss. To Anderson, but look at Luke Ruddy right there.
I think that dropped on its own.
Oh, wow. I looked down for a second and actually dropped through. There you go. So Jason Anderson with his first field goal, and it comes at a big time to make it a 4-point game, 53-49. Offensive rebound, Turner. Another offensive rebound, this time from DeSanto. And the putback and a timeout called by Clyde-Savannah's Tim Jackson. And DeSanto having a huge 4th quarter after he sat out the second half of the 3rd quarter. 7 4th quarter points, and he now has 17 points.
That was good defense by Mynderse. Just can't keep him off the glass. Too big, too strong. Mynderse has to do a better job boxing these guys out.
We've been pretty physical down there. I think Mynderse is trying their best. Sometimes, not much you can do when the kid's 6'5" and can jump out of the gym.
And he wants it. You can tell he sat out most of that 3rd quarter in foul trouble, and he's the most intense guy on the floor right now.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially somebody like Cam DeSanto, Mynderse ended their season last year in this qualifier for sectionals, and, he definitely doesn't want to lose this game. And, Clyde's probably thinking an undefeated season possibly, and, I think they have the talent to do that. Lyons is going to give them a run. I think ER in Wayne County. North Rose is going to be pretty good this year. But, I think Clyde's probably got the best team on paper coming into the season in Wayne County.
Section 5 basketball on Finger Lakes 1 TV, presented by Red's Place. Great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Come down to watch the big game on one of the 10 flat-screen TVs at Red's Place, or visit them online at men'shalloffame.com.
See the big heads up there. I'm not sure who they're calling for. It's somebody on Clyde's bench, but looking for a little playing time for mom and dad up there. Let's get them in the game.
55-49.
Clyde sticking in that zone, and maybe not. Looks like they've matched up here.
Jason Anderson running the point.
I don't know what Clyde played.
And 3-ball, Karaher, air ball.
It could be a dunk.
And nobody rotates back, and technically a dunk by Bogan, but not much of one, but a huge bucket. 22 now for Bogan, and on the other end, Jason Anderson able to draw the foul. He'll go to the line.
Big play by Anderson there because, Clyde coming off the dunk there is looking to blow this open a little bit, and Anderson did a nice job getting in the lane and drawing the foul.
Meanwhile, started with the miss from Liam Carraher. He hit a 3 early on, but then has really struggled with the 3 ball since. And free throw no good from Jason Anderson. He's missed 2 in a row at the line now.
That's a problem with those quick threes sometimes. They also lead to quick runouts going the other way.
Oh.
And
2 big misses there.
Anderson now just 2 of 6 from the line. 57-49, an 8-point lead for Clyde-Savannah. We're down to 2:14 left to go, and just could not afford those 2 misses right there. DeSanto at the free throw line.
That's right. They got Michael Turner in the post. I'd really like them to see put Bogans down in the post for that high low.
And Turner off the pass from Doig to count it, and a chance for the 3-point play.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They've gone to DeSanto a few times in the block, but I don't know, maybe it's because Ruddy's been on Bogans a lot and trying to keep maybe Ruddy out away from the basket a little bit.
And it looks like Mynderse going to spend a timeout right here. They have 3 remaining. Clyde-Savannah with 2 timeouts remaining, and the lead back up to 10 at 59-49. Well, we saw Mynderse make it a 1-possession game momentarily here in the 4th quarter, but for the most part, Clyde has led throughout. Mynderse did jump out to an 8-2 lead early on, a 12-0 run from Clyde, and they have led ever since. But really got to credit this Mynderse team with really hanging in there, and a couple times really 3 or 4 times in this game looked like Clyde could have really opened up a big lead and turned this into a blowout.
Absolutely. There was probably 3 times during the game, and they also at breaks, first quarter and halftime, that I thought, geez, Clyde's really going to run away with this. And Mynderse played gritty all night. They played hard. To no fault, Mynderse down 10. Clyde's a better team. They're bigger. They're more athletic. This is a good team they're playing against.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Coach Ciotti and Mynderse Blue Devils, I'm not saying this game's over right now, down 10 with 2 minutes to go, but I'm happy. I'd be happy with the effort. I think they got some nice efforts. Brett Anderson stepping up big. They didn't really get beat up too bad inside with this lineup that Clyde throws out there, but they'll learn from this and settle down. I think they're gonna have a nice little season.
Going to work on their free throws. Clyde-Savannah, they're now 4 of 10 from the free throw line as Turner couldn't finish off the 3-point play. And so a 10-point game with under 2 minutes to play. Jason Anderson, teardrop, no. Batted around, and Verkey throws it back in play, and it goes out of bounds off of Jason Doig, so it'll be Mynderse
basketball. Not sure if
basketball.
that was the best shot by Jason Anderson there. Trying to take Bogans one-on-one.
I'm sure when you sit the first quarter, there's a constant need to kind of force the issue a little bit, make up for lost time. I think we've seen that a little bit from Jason tonight.
Yeah, he never really got in the flow tonight. I think he's going to get better and better as the season goes on. He's a veteran. He's been there. He's done a lot of good things for this team in the past.
Boy, great hustle from Brian Johnson there. I thought that was going to be a layup for Cam DeSanto on that bounce pass inside. Instead, a 3 on the other end from Devin Verkey, and timeout Mynderse. Those are the things that don't show up in a box score, guys. Laying out was Brian Johnson, and if he doesn't dive and deflect that ball, that's a layup for Cam DeSanto, and it leads to the 3 on the other end.
And that's a big 3 by Verkey to cut the lead to 7, give Mynderse a little bit more hope. They'll probably come out with a little bit of full court pressure here.
Yeah, I'd start fouling. Clyde's 4 for 10, I believe, from the foul line.
Yep.
Might as well start putting them there and shorten this game a little bit. And that was a nice job by Luke too. I thought he stayed under control and found Devin wide open for a 3 in the corner. At this point in the game, Clyde's really got to close down to those 3-point shooters. I'd go back to man-to-man and try to cut off the 3-point shots at this point.
Mike Turner just 1 of 4 from the free throw line for Clyde-Savannah. If you are thinking about who you may want to foul down the stretch.
Yeah, he didn't look too smooth out there. If he touched the ball, I'd lay into him and send him to the line. They still got 3 more fouls, so it's 2 shots. So a lot of pressure. And he didn't play varsity last year, so he might be feeling a little bit. And I put him on the line.
Well, guys, good to be back in hoop season. Brendan Harrington, Matt Verkey, Kevin Korzeniewski here with you. Jim Sinacropi, your producer and director. Jeremy Hunt on camera. The first of 14 games coming your way this year. And this has been a good one.
There they go.
And there's the foul. This will be against Bogan. And so Jermaine will head to the free throw line, where he is 1 of 3 on the day. .105 to play, a 7-point lead. 1-1, first shot is in. So big front end there for Jermaine. 23 points now for Bogan. 17 for DeSanto. The two players have combined for now what is 41 points. And 2 big free throws there to push it up to 9, 61-52. Wide open 3 for Brian Johnson, off the mark. Verkey with the rebound. Brett Anderson for 3, short-armed it. But Luke Ruddy able to lay it in off the rebound. And collision there, almost a flagrant foul. And Brian Johnson.
Not sure what they're complaining about. But
I think that was a great call by the official.
Yeah.
He could have called intentional. I think what he decided to do was just give him 2 shots on the shooting.
But Brian Johnson is acting like that, and it shouldn't have been a foul. Exactly. He's lucky he wasn't called for a flagrant. That's the 4th on Johnson.
Good hustle, good foul. It was clean. You know, he got there.
Yep.
And he did the thing that you don't want. You didn't want really Bogans to get the shot off. You know,
right.
I mean, he's shooting 1-on-1. He's shooting 2 no matter what. I think with the fouls.
Yeah. Now both teams double bonus the rest of the way. 61-54.
Missed them both.
But nobody checked out Joey Fidel. His first points of the second half.
They were big too, though. That just took the wind right out of Mynderse sail.
Wow. Well, nobody put a body on him. He came flying in from one of those spots up high. If you look at the replay here.
He's done that a couple times tonight. You know, they got to figure out where he's coming from. Somebody's got to get a body on him.
Went right around Jason Anderson.
You know, I was watching him in warm-ups. He can just take a step, and I don't know, he might be 5'10", but he can do and dunk the ball pretty easily. You know, great athlete. He's, you know, phenomenal football player, and, you know, really good hustle points right there.
Fundamentals, you know, simple things. Boxing out on the rebound, boxing out on the foul shot.
You know, and I think for both these teams, fundamentals, you know, that's what, you know, first game of the year, a little sloppy, but, you know, both teams need to get that offense going a little bit better and be a little more crisp. You know, get the ball inside to their big guys, and, you know, I look for that in the future from both these teams. You know, Mynderse take a lot out of this game. You know, they gave great effort. You know, I think they're going to be fine. Their backcourt looked pretty solid. You know, Brett Anderson as a freshman had a huge game for them.
And Clyde as well. They're going to walk out of here with a win, but they could take a lot out of this game. They're not going to see the type of level. You know, they'll see a couple of teams from Wayne County give them trouble, but Mynderse is a good team from the East, and in order for them to go deep into sectionals and past sectionals, and maybe to make a run at states, they're going to have to change some things and get better at their sets as well.
Sure.
But it's early. These guys have only had 15 practices. They got a lot to learn, and both, like you said, both these teams are going to get a lot better as the season goes on.
And there's a 3 from Jason Anderson, and an immediate call for a timeout from Mynderse. They have 1 remaining.
Nice shot there, and you know, he seems like a kid who, you know, he can get his own shot. Sometimes they're not always the greatest shots, but there was a nice step back 3.
Mynderse is going to have a nice long break after this game in terms of game action. They will not be back in action until a week from Tuesday night, December 10th, their league opener at home against Wayne. And then at Geneva. So 2 teams that should be in the upper half of the Finger Lakes East.
Yeah, we were talking, you know, Coach Shotty went out and scheduled some great non-league games, playing Clyde-Savannah twice, and they got Lions. Those are back-to-back nights, December 27th and 28th. You know, we were playing the sectional champions from C1 and C2 last year.
Full court pressure. They get it into Turner and immediately foul him.
Now they fouled the right guy.
Yep. Clyde-Savannah was in C3 last year, and this year they have moved up to C2, same as Lions.
Yep.
Mynderse again will be in C1.
I don't think Coach Zach Young was happy to see Clyde move up into C2 this year.
That'll be a great final if that comes to it.
It would be.
And, yeah, he's flat and short on every free throw. The free throw woes continue for Clyde-Savannah. Missed them both.
Oh, 3 could help here.
Yeah, 2-possession game, 18 seconds to play. Got a piece of the 3 from Verkey there, did Turner. So he made up for the missed free throws. Mynderse not fouling, and now Turner draws the foul.
A little late on the foul. I think Mynderse kind of gave up after that missed 3. That I was impressed with Turner on that play. He missed the free throw, but yet he hustled down and he got a shot. He got a hand on the shot of Verkey.
And the next thing you know, he was down on the other end and trying to finish off a basket.
And that's what Coach Jackson said about him, right? Hardest working kid he's got.
Yeah, the motor just never stops. And meanwhile, we're going to have our first DQ of the game, Jason Anderson. 5th foul. So Anderson will foul out with 7 points.
Yeah, you know, just looking at this front line of Clyde, when, you know, like I said before, everybody knew DeSano, and Bogans, but now you throw Turner in there, who's kind of a garbage man. He's all over the place. You know, I guarantee he's their leading rebounder tonight. Very impressed with him tonight.
He's got to work on his foul shooting, though.
I think we found the Achilles heel.
Maybe a Dennis Rodman type player.
Little stiff on the foul line. Bend those knees.
Little arc.
Yeah, get a little arc on it.
1 of 7 from the line, make it 1 of 8 from the free throw line. Those are Shaq-like numbers. And Ruddy's 3, no good. And Clyde-Savannah will hold on for a 63-57 win. But Mynderse with a very nice showing here in the opener for their new head coach, Nick Ciotti, and trying to replace that backcourt with Jimmy Verkey and Brandon Passalacqua. Meanwhile, Clyde-Savannah picking up the win, and both teams, gentlemen, I think we're going to be hearing a lot more from them as the year goes on. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with some interviews and a post-game wrap-up. Golden Eagles by 6 on Finger Lakes 1 TV.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
Back at Clyde-Savannah High School, 63-57 win for Clyde-Savannah over Mynderse, and I'm joined now by Our high score for today, Jermaine Bogan, 26 points to pace the Golden Eagles. And first of all, Jermaine, congratulations, and had to feel good to get the season off to a start with a win today.
Yes, it did.
Talk a little bit about what it meant to play Mynderse, a team that knocked you out a year ago. You had to be looking forward to this, right?
Yeah. Well, they beat us last year, and we don't think we played as well as we could last year. We feel like we should have been in that game closer than we were, and we weren't. We just didn't handle the ball very well, and this year we just came out, kind of call it revenge.
It seemed like you and Cam DeSanto made a concerted effort to get the ball to the basket and really pound it inside.
Yeah, our coach tells us to get to the rim. Our strength is size and speed, so we might as well use our size if we have it.
What are the expectations for you and Cam in particular, but being seniors and having the experience as you look ahead to this year? Obviously, the league sectionals are probably goals that you have in mind, but what are your expectations?
Well, winning sectionals was great last year, but we still feel like we came out short. We want the ultimate prize.
And that would be?
A state title.
You feel like that's something that's within the realm of possibilities for this team?
We'll see. We just got to see how the season goes, stay healthy and play.
All right, well, congratulations. Got off to a great start here today, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Yep, thank you.
That's Jermaine Bogan. 6-point win for Clyde-Savannah. We'll take a timeout and put the finishing touches on Finger Lakes 1 TV. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Alan Larson. At Seneca Meadows, landfill gas is used as fuel to generate electricity to power between 12,000 and 18,000 homes. And because this fuel is burned at high temperature, it doesn't go into the atmosphere. To learn more, watch our videos at senecameadows.com.
Well, a 63-57 win for Clyde-Savannah over Mynderse in our season opener here on Finger Lakes 1 TV. Brendan Harrington along with Matt Verkey and Kevin Korzeniewski coming back with Kevin Korzeniewski. I'm going to make sure I get it right.
You did pretty good until that last one there.
I know. I fixed it at the end. Jim Sinacropi, your producer and director today, and then Jeremy Hunt on camera. Good to be back out here, guys, and both of these teams, I think, have positives to take away from this game, Bert.
Yeah, I think especially for Mynderse, that not knowing what to expect from their backcourt. They had Jason Anderson sitting out the first quarter. I think Coach Ciotti's got a lot of good things to look from some of the younger kids. Devin Verkey hit some threes. Brett Anderson, I thought played really big. He was very composed. That press didn't really bother him in the first quarter. Mynderse got a lot of things to build off of. That Johnson really is getting back into the groove. He hadn't played basketball for a couple years, so he's going to get better. Liam Kerr is going to shoot the ball a little better than he did tonight, I think. So a lot of positives, I think, for Mynderse, and a great test for them tonight. Playing a team like Clyde, who is going to be one of the best teams in the area, I think, with their athletic ability. And I just think some of those kids from Clyde really had a coming out party tonight as well.
Yeah, Kevin, your thoughts on Clyde-Savannah in particular from what you saw from them today?
Well, the first thing you got to remember is it's the first game of the year. So a lot of things you see tonight, you might not see the rest of the year. Some kids are going to get better. But Clyde is really happy with the 6-point win. But I think as a coach, Coach Jackson could take these guys back in and say, hey, we should have pulled this game away at a few times. Be happy with the win because it's early, and that's a good Mynderse team. But we need to work on a few things, and I'm sure they will, and I'm sure he can get their attention doing that. But I look at the final score at 63 points. They really slowed down in the second half. They seemed a little tired in the fourth quarter. They didn't do as good a job with DeSanto out of the game. So they have some things to work on. take the win. It's early on. It's a good program. It's a good team in Minders. But they got a lot of talent in Clyde, and they should be excited. And I know Joe Main mentioned that, he wouldn't be, he's going to first state title this year. And I don't think that's anything that's out of question for this team at the Class C. But, they're going to have to get better on the defensive end, pick up their intensity a little bit defensively, and try to take advantage of that speed and size that Joe Main talked about. I mean, they're big kids. Get the ball inside, get the ball to the rim, and they're going to have a fantastic season.
Well, we'll be back with you on Finger Lakes 1 TV on Wednesday night from Romulus. We're going to step into the Finger Lakes West as the Dundee Scots will be taking on the Romulus Warriors. Last year, Romulus and South Seneca played as a merged team for boys basketball, and they've kind of split it back up again this year. And so we'll also have Geneva and Newark coming up the following Tuesday on December 10th. For a full schedule, you can check out the Finger Lakes 1 TV website. Well, guys, Clyde-Savannah with a 63-57 win over Minders. For Jeremy Hunt, Jim Sinacropi, along with Matt Verkey and Kevin Korzeniewski, I'm Brendan Harrington. Good night from Clyde on Finger Lakes 1 TV.